Hey, what's up? If you don't know me, you're new to the channel, my name is Josh, and I am just sharing some Bible stories with you today. I am repping Jaden McDaniels. I got the Prince City Edition jerseys that the Wolves brought back this year. Jaden McDaniels, big fan of Jaden. If you don't watch the Wolves, you might not know Jaden McDaniels, but I'm telling you, he's the truth. He's it. Gets better every single year. And as long as him and Ant are on this Timberwolves team, they will continue to be contenders for the next decade plus, right? Ant is 23 or 24. Jaden's a year older than that. That draft class, 2020, the Wolves, maybe the best single team draft class ever. And I'm not kidding. Continue to watch Ant and Jaden continue to get better. All right, on to the story. Today, I am continuing my little mini series on Joseph. This is going to be Genesis 40 through 45. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just picking some verses out of it for you. We last saw Joseph. He was in jail after being wrongly accused. So we're going to pick up in this. And this is a reminder, whatever situation you find yourself in, even if it's a bad situation, even if it wasn't your fault, God has you there for a reason. He's given you gifts to use even in this situation. So let me read Genesis 45 through 8. When the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, who were confined in the prison, had a dream, both of them, each man's dream in one night, and each man's dream with its own interpretation. And Joseph came into them in the morning and looked at them and saw that they were sad. So he asked Pharaoh's officers who were with them in the custody of the Lord's house, saying, "Why do you look so sad today?" And they said to him, "We each have had a dream, and there is no interpreter of it." So Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell them to me, please." Remember, Joseph had a gift for dreams. God gave him a dream when he was young. God still had that gift. He gave him that gift. He continued to have that gift. He continued to use that gift even when he was in prison. Is there a gift that God gave you? I was just talking to a friend recently and was like, you are an encourager, and God has given you a gift to have. Your words hold so much weight and power, and we all do, right? Everybody to different extents, we all have power in our words, and we can encourage people, lift people up. But I was talking to this person, I was like, you just have to be careful with your words, because your words weigh heavy on people, because God gave you the ability to lift people up and encourage them with your words. And so you can also have the opposite effect with that. When you tear people down with your words, it can weigh a little heavier. But just saying, like that's a gift that God has given to you. And in every single season, good or bad, continue to use that gift. If you have a gift for math or finances, like in every single season, right? Use that gift in your home, with your family. Maybe it's volunteer work at church, in your job. Use these gifts that God gave you, a leadership ability, right? If you're the captain of your football team, that's a gift that God gave you. And then even when things are down, still use that gift. I think there's a verse that says God's gifts are irrevocable, right? If God's given you a gift, a talent, he's given you to use in every single season. And sometimes we might get a gift, or we might think we have some potential in some area, or somebody speaks a word over your life and you're like, yeah, someday I'm going to use that gift. God wants you to use that gift now. God gave it to you. Yeah, maybe it's down the road to lead a church of millions or whatever. But even in this season right now, wherever you are, what gift do you have from God that you can use in this season? Don't wait until sometime down the road. Joseph in prison had this gift and said, I'm going to use it right now. God put him in this position to use that gift right now in this season. So maybe you think you're going to be a preacher to thousands of people and have a big mega church. Can you serve or speak in your church now, right? How can you get involved in serving in your church now? Is there opportunities to share a short devotional on a Sunday morning? Maybe you have a relationship with your pastor. You might be able to do that, or volunteer like in the kids ministry or the youth ministry. Maybe you're going to go to the NBA someday, right? You have a gift for basketball, but how can you use that gift now to encourage people, to encourage your teammates, to lift them up, to lead them in the way they should go, not the way the world might be telling them to go? Can you use that gift of basketball even now? Right? Like I said, math or business. You're not sure, find a thing. One of my jobs when I worked at church was to set up the chairs on Sunday morning. We were at a big quasi mega church, and I was in a leadership position there. But every Sunday and Wednesday, and then I got interns, I helped lead this internship, and I had some some young adults helped me set up on Wednesdays, but still Sunday, that was part of my job. I showed up for church early and set up chairs. You don't need to be super smart, super talented to set up chairs. Your gift that God given you might be availability. You might be able to come early and set up chairs or sweep floors. Like, being intentional with the gifts that God gave you, to use those gifts, to give them, to serve in this season you're in now, not just someday down the road. Keep going in this story. We'll go 14 through 15. We know that he helped him. He interpreted their vision, their dreams. And they both said, hey, we'll remember you when we get out. It'll be great. Verse 14 through 15, he says to them, but remember me when it is well with you, and please show kindness to me. Make mention of me to Pharaoh, and get me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away from the land of the Hebrews, and also I have done nothing here that I should be in this dungeon. So he's like, yeah, do not forget me. Remember me when things go well. Verse 23, yet the chief butler did not remember Joseph, but forgot him. Man may forget you. People may not give you the credit you deserve. People might not help you as much as you would like. Your boss might not appreciate you as much as they should. But God doesn't forget you. God sees you, right? That's why it says in Colossians to do all your work, not unto men, but unto the Lord. Because God sees everything that you're doing. Yes, God absolutely uses people. And I've talked a lot about how important it is to have people in your life. God will use people. God will use you to reach people. But your hope can't be in people. Your hope has to be in God. Cannot be in people, because people will always let you down. I hope that you come, if you know me and if you need encouragement or you need some advice or whatever, I want to help you for sure. I think I'm a pretty great guy. I like myself, but I'm not perfect. I'm going to let you down at some point. If you put your hope in me, I'm going to let you down. We're humans. That's what we do. People will always let you down. Doesn't matter their intentions, good or bad. People will let you down if you put your hope in them. Put your hope in God. He will never let you down. And we will see that in verse 39, now in chapter 41, verse 39 through 42. Joseph gets promoted. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, so then Pharaoh has a dream, and then they're like, oh yeah, Joseph can interpret dreams. So they get Joseph, because again, God did not forget about him. Verse 39, then Pharaoh said to Joseph, inasmuch as God has shown you all this, there is no one as discerning and as wise as you. You shall be over my house, and all the people shall be ruled according to your word. Only in regard to the throne will I be greater than you. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, see, I have set you over all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh took off his signet ring from his hand and put it on Joseph's hand, and he clothed him in garments of fine linen and put a gold chain around his neck. Drip. I don't know if people still say drip, but gold chain around his neck. He was finally exalted and put in this place that God had given him a dream about when he was a young kid. And he went through a lot of ups and downs, but because he remembered God and God remembered him, and the gift that he gave him when he was faithful in prison to use the gift that God gave him, God promoted him. God put him in a place. God will not let you be overlooked for all your life. Again, people might overlook you. People might not appreciate you, but God sees you, and God will make sure that you are promoted and rewarded for your hard work, for the work that you put in. Now we're going to jump down to 42, verse 1 through 5. And if you know the story, again, Pharaoh just said, you're in charge of everything. The dream that he interpreted was about a famine, or about 7 years of plenty and then 7 years of famine. So now we're in this 7 years of famine. So what Joseph was able to do in this position, if you don't know the story, during those 7 years of plenty in Egypt, they stored up all these grains, they stored up all this stuff. So during the 7 years of famine, they were still taken care of. And you had people coming from all over Egypt to buy this grain, this food, because they didn't have it, because there was famine, and they didn't know it was coming because they didn't have Joseph, right? And probably a side note about his brothers, had they kept Joseph, Joseph might have been able to warn them. It might have been different, but instead they sold him slavery, and then their own problem left them into a position to where now, if you see the story, they have to go to Egypt and try to get some grain to be taken care of, when if they would have just took care of their brother, they might not be in that situation. So they go to see Pharaoh to Egypt to try to buy grain, but Joseph is the one there that they're trying to buy from. They don't recognize him at first, But eventually they do, and Joseph shows mercy to his brothers after playing some tricks on him for a while, and it's a whole thing. Read it for yourself. But I really want to stress and point out that through all of this, God had a plan. And we see this a lot, tons throughout the Bible, but we really see this in the story of Joseph. In chapter 45, verse 7 through 8, he's talking to his brothers about the situation where now they're begging from him, or they're trying to get stuff from him. And, he could have been bitter. He could have been angry. He could have been upset. He could have been petty, which I definitely would have been. But here's what he says in verse 7 through 8. And God sent me before you to preserve a posterity for you in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So now it was not you who sent me here, but God. And he has made me a father to Pharaoh and lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. So even though he was there because his brothers sold him to slavery, he said, it wasn't you that sent me here, it was God. God used all of this, horribleness, right? The jealous brothers sold him to slavery, accused by Potiphar's wife, thrown in prison, forgotten about. All of that, God used it. God didn't send this stuff. God doesn't send bad upon us, but he does use bad. He does use the situations that we're in to put us into a better situation, to get us where he wants us to go. And when we continue to lean on him and invite him into our lives and into every situation and trust on him, he will use even the bad things in our lives to get us to where we need to go. So we can keep that mindset of, I might be in this situation because of my dumb mistakes, or because this person overlooked me or didn't see me or was mean to me, but that wasn't it. They didn't send me here. God did. God had me here for a reason, for a plan and a purpose. No matter what got you here, no matter whatever here is for you in this situation, in this season of life you're in now, whatever got you here, it was God who sent you. And he sent you here for a purpose. Even when it was our dumb mistakes, right? Like Joseph telling his brothers this dream about how they're going to bow down to him, which I don't think was a smart decision on Joseph's behalf. But it got him here. It got him to where he was not only saved, but he could save his household and rise up this great nation of Israel. I've said this before, and I'll say it 1,000 times. God will use your mistakes and he will turn them into part of his plan. That's just the God he is. Romans 8:28, he works all things together for the good of those who loved him and are called according to his purpose. You are called. Continue to serve that purpose, and God will make all things work together for your good. So the final thought in this video and all three of these videos, if you watched them all, God has a plan. He can get you to where you need to be. So in every season, you can say it now. You can say it if you're a teenager or younger. You can say it when you're old and gray or bald like me. When life is good or not good, no matter what got you here, it was God who sent you, and he sent you for a purpose.